right or right left who you have with you, announce who you have with you, and then start off with the opening statement?
On my far right, defensive end, Delwan Beard. In the middle, safety, Daquan Richardson. And right next to me, our kicker, Uriel Hernandez.
Coach, just start off with the opening statement about the game.
Great win. Not pretty, but it's a win. We'll take it. Anytime you can get a win, I think you got to take it because they're hard to come by. And I think, looking at our defense and the hard times they've had, early on in the season, it was just resiliency. Those guys sitting in there knowing they had to make a play to win the football game, and we got a penalty at the end, and they had to go back and do the exact same thing, and they did it, and we came out with the W.
Questions?
Coach, South Carolina State said this would be a slobber knocker earlier in the week. Would you define that as a slobber knocker?
Well, we knew it was going to be a physical game. It always is. Anytime we play South Carolina State, it's going to be a physical football game because they're a physical football team, we're a physical football team. And we understand that, every time we line up, it's going to be physical. It's not going to be a pass-happy, finesse football game. So I think, Buddy was right when he said that.
What was the explanation to you on that first blocked field goal? I mean, what did the refs tell you? Because that was mayhem for about 5 minutes.
Well, we had a 320-pound guy inside and a 350-pound guy inside, and they said one of them leaped over the line of scrimmage, which I don't see either one of them leaping. But that was the call, and then they had a sideline interference on them. So we had a live ball foul. Theirs was a dead ball foul, so they had to re-kick it.
Delwan, 2 blocked field goals. I mean, what's going through your head? Not to get just one, but to get 2. I mean, is that something that you've always been good at, or is that something that you can practice for, or what do you see out there on those?
Yeah, luckily Coach Larkins and Coach Lane puts us in the best position to block their field goals. So what we basically had planned was just to attack the left side, heavy left, and like Coach Sims had said, we had 2 big D tackles over the guard, and I'm like the gap rusher. So once they pressed the line, that gap crease opened up, and I just shot it as hard as I could, and I came up with it.
Uriel, 4 field goals today. If the kicker's up here, you either had a really good day or a really bad day, and you were the best offensive player today. 4 field goals. What did you see out there?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank the man upstairs. I want to thank my teammates, my coach, for providing me with this opportunity. But honestly, I mean, I just wanted to put my team in the best position to win. And kicking those field goals, that's what made it. You
missed that one, and then you came back and hit what turned out to be the game winner. How do you rebound from something like that?
It's a mental thing. I always go through it. So every time I'm on down the field and my team's about to score, I'm always kicking field goals, talking to myself, keeping myself calm, and just follow through.
The kicking game is very important. We saw that at the end of the game, and we saw that with what you did today. Talk a little bit about the kicking game.
It definitely wins games, no matter what, and pretty much that's all I have to say.
Around here, the battles between Bethune-Cookman and South Carolina State always seem to come down to the end. There's always a flair for the dramatics with these two. What is it about the matchup with these 2 teams that we always see these kind of dramatics at the end?
2 talented football teams that never quit. I think that's that sums it up, and those are the type of games that you'll get. You'll get 2 offenses, 2 defenses, and 2 special teams units that go 100 miles an hour every time they're on the field. And you're gonna get that. You're gonna get matchups, on both sides of the ball, and in the kicking game. They have a lot of athletes, and we have a lot of athletes. And when you put a lot of athletes together, and the guys are disciplined and they're taking care of their assignments, those are the type of games you'll have.
And speaking of special teams, I know you take a lot of pride in that. They've kind of had the edge over the course of your time here. Does it feel any personal redemption of having your special teams come out here and make the difference? Hernandez with the 4 field goals, Francis with the big punt, the flip field position at the end, and then the block punts. Your special teams really kind of carried the day. Do you take any personal pride in that, being a special teams guy yourself?
Yeah, special teams are near and dear to my heart. That's where I got my start. I try my best to stay out of Coach Larkins' way. Sometimes I kind of stick my nose in, but, he does a great job with those guys, and, they end up following through with all of the game plans. And it's always personal to me when any special teams unit hit the field, because I understand special teams, they can win or lose football games for you.
Daquan, you guys held in 93 rushing yards. The defense was put in some tough spots at times with the field position, especially the one down here late in the game. You guys held them. You had the interception. This defense really come on the last few weeks. What's been the difference?
Well, we just go in and watch film and stop the run, and we use more gaps on today. And we got to get better at stopping the pass in the secondary. But our D-line, our up front, like, we're really coming along these last few weeks, and we're really playing together and getting more communication and more coming together.
That last drive, you guys had them stopped a couple times, and the quarterback made a couple really nice throws. And how do you guys keep your composure knowing that you still, have a game to win during that?
It's the fourth quarter. We know it's the fourth quarter and it's crunch time. So we just know, like, we just played till 0-0-0 left on the clock. And we just kept playing, and Bear came up with a big block, and we won the game.
Coach, the probably one of the only negatives to take away, because the offense moved the ball well all day long, but you got in the red zone 5 times, and you guys couldn't get it in the end zone. What did you see down there? What was difficult?
Just lack of focus. We got to put the ball in the end zone when we get down in the red zone, and that's what all the coaches were talking to the guys about. We just have to finish. Every time we got in the red zone, we had a penalty that kind of backed us up and took us out of scoring range. But Uriel came through and kept us in the game, kicking field goals. But we had a lack of focus with our offensive line, and one time one of our running backs just false starts. And we had 2 holding calls that kind of moved the ball back. So we got to go and work on that tomorrow.
Right around the halfway point in the season now, a little over it. You guys 2-1 in the conference. All your goals still out in front of you. How big was this win? Obviously because it was a conference win, but going forward with A&T and Central looming, and just to kind of give you guys a boost for the final month.
I don't really care who we were playing. A win is a win, and a win in this conference, they're hard to come by. So it was a huge win, and definitely beating South Carolina State, who's a great football team. It's definitely going to give us a push to move on. We got to enjoy this one tonight, and tomorrow morning when we get up, we got to jump on A&T.
Daquan, just come back to you for a minute. You had the interception. You look like you really wanted to score. I mean, how important was that to you, man? That was some desperation and determination from you.
Yeah, I really wanted to score because I knew our offense was getting in the red zone. He couldn't score, and I wanted to just put it in the box and just make a penalty. But, I mean, Uriel came in and made some field goals, and we got the win.
Anybody else? Just real quick, first time in the modern era, a win without a touchdown. And then, Coach, was there a communications director to ask you if special teams was going to play a part in this game?
Yeah, the communications director at the great Bethune-Cookman University, Mr. Brian Harvey, he asked me early in the week if I thought special teams would play a part in this one, and special teams actually won this football game. Just like he just said, this is probably the first football game I've been a part of where we won the game and not scored a touchdown. So, my hat's off to this little guy, because he deals with me every day, and I think I'm probably harder on him than anyone. Coach Larkins jumps on him, but then he hugs him a little bit more than I do. I stay on him hard, but it's for the best. It's for moments like this, because I know when it comes time to come through in the clutch, he'll be ready to go.
Yeah, Coach, I was just getting ready to ask you that. I mean, obviously in college football, having a reliable kicker, not everybody has one, and it's kind of a rarity to have a reliable kicker who you can go out there anywhere on the field and feel pretty confident, and especially in a game like this when you're playing a top-rated defense in the conference. How big is that when you're calling plays and hearing on the sidelines?
It's huge, and we prepare for it every week. Special teams are huge in our practices. We start and end our practices with special teams because I think they're important, and you want to let our guys use them as a playoff. We take them serious, and with him and his field goals, every day he's kicking field goals. I'm standing right next to him, yelling and screaming, and pushing him and throwing stuff at him and everything else, just to try to get to him. So I think any special teams unit that you can put on the field and they're productive, you got a leg up on whoever you're playing.
Here.
Yeah, and now we normally used to seeing you in the orange shoes. So we didn't see the orange shoes today. Any chance, are you a superstitious guy? Are you going to stick with these, or will we see the orange or the pink or whatever color shoes those are again, or you found a new pair of kicking boots?
I mean, I've always had those. They're always comfortable, so, I tried them out today, and I'm like, you know what? That's it. Let's go to.
James, anything?
That's it.
Drake? All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Press conference will be 1:30.